Saints, when you hear the word God, who do you think of? What kind of being do you imagine? What is your snap reaction? The Bible tells us that God is triune. There is one God. God is three persons, Father, Son, and Spirit, and each person is fully God. So if we are to take seriously how God has revealed himself to us, when we hear God, we should think Trinity. John Calvin warns us that if we fail to think of God as Trinity, quote, only the bare and empty name of God flits about in our brains to the exclusion of the true God. So I exhort you this morning, delight yourself in the Trinity. Be a Trinitarian hedonist. Now, I don't mean that you need to fully figure out the doctrine of the Trinity. I'll tell you a secret. No one has. I simply mean this. When you hear God, think Father, Son, and Spirit. When you seek to know God, seek to know Father, Son, and Spirit. And when you seek to enjoy God, seek to enjoy Father, Son, and Spirit. Friends, we should be Trinitarian to the core. Trinitarian to our back teeth. After all, we worship in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Michael Reeves, in his lovely little book on the Trinity, says this: because the Christian God is triune, the Trinity is the governing center of all Christian belief, the truth that shapes and beautifies all others. The Trinity is the cockpit of all Christian thinking. The Trinity is both the heartbeat of our faith and utterly delightful. After all, from all eternity, the Father has had a Son who is the flawless reflection of all of his perfections. And the Father and the Son love and delight in each other so fully that the joy and love is a third person, the Holy Spirit. Infinite delight, infinite love, eternally shared. Friends, this is our God. One theologian says, the triunity of God is the secret of his beauty. But perhaps we can say more than that. The triunity of God is the secret of all beauty. The triune God is the ocean of goodness, the fount of all joy. He is the very center of our lives. The Trinity is where all the beauty comes from. Now, neglecting the Trinity is not so much a sin that we need to confess as a poverty we need to lament and remedy. Too often we imagine the Trinity as some kind of theological Rubik's Cube reserved for the paid theologians over there at Bethlehem Seminary. We think that one God, three persons is a liability to our evangelism and a complication to our faith. But nothing could be farther from the truth. Again, Michael Reeves writes, the irony could not be thicker. What we assume would be a dull or peculiar irrelevance turns out to be the source of all that is good in Christianity. Neither a problem nor a technicality. The triune being of God is the vital oxygen of Christian life and joy. Yes, of course, aspects of the Trinity are a mystery, but a wild and wonderful mystery. A further up and further in mystery that we will spend eternity exploring and enjoying. Saints, I exhort you, don't settle for a generic God. If we are not Trinitarian, we are not Christian. If we do not know God as Father, Son, and Spirit, our theology is impoverished and we have cut ourselves off from the gigantic happiness that we were made for. Let it never be at Christ the King Church. I exhort you, be Trinitarian all the way down. Delight yourselves in the Trinity.